let me continue my situation on the NIL because I don't think I had a chance to really get into it enough. So let me just tell you what I would do if I was running shit at the U right now. The U shouldn't have any competition. If I was back there right now, and I know there's a big booster, John Ruiz. I know there's the Moss brothers, two very successful brothers. And someone was mentioning the big three. All I would need is the big me. I roll solo, man. Kendrick style. But now we're just in a different arms race, man. This is what it really is. I was just 10, 15, 20 years ahead of the curve. If I was back in the Miami game, see this? 10-man defensive line rotation, 2001 team. Man, that's 10 million split up. Go get that money. You've got to run this like a business. The University of Miami wouldn't lose a game for 10 years. Man, I'm standing on business. This is where the I want to be. That's it.
It's just big meat. Boom.
Street. My gosh, my God.
What's up, boy?
Oh, man. Before we get started, man, we popped in here. We already at 83 and climbing, bro. Welcome back to Hayes Street, man. We still in Myrtle Beach, I believe. We couldn't leave, boy, because Nevin Shapiro threw a party for Hayes Street, and it was wow. That's all I can tell you, Street.
Oh, Nevin.
It was wild, man. So anyway, hey, we here. I had to rock my cane juice shirt, man, because I sat there for an hour and watched that interview, and I was on that cane juice, and it was biting.
Yo.
Street, talk to me, man. First of all, before we get started, I apologize. Shout out to everybody in the building, man. We are dual casting this on my side of the street, on Street side of the street. Make sure you hit the like, share, and subscribe button. Yeah, we ready to rock and roll, man. So, Streeter.
What's good, bro? How was your day, man? You waking up not doing nothing throughout the day, ain't you, dog? You ain't got nothing to do.
They call me 10 toes up Tony, boy. That's what they call you, boy.
10 toes up Tony.
That's my name.
You got nothing to do, dog.
Man, I ain't got no job. I ain't got nothing to do. But make content. So anyway, man, Nevin Shapiro does this interview. Everybody know he just got out of jail, maybe not long ago, whatever. Been doing a lot of talking. I saw this on Twitter, maybe somewhere else, but it was a Twitter clip when he kind of got out, had the all white on, and he was, kind of talking a little bit. And he said he got some things to talk about, man. And, and we're going to kind of talk about or react to and we got to give him his respect, the Momentum podcast with Mo Hassan, just because we're kind of talking about it. So it's only just due. So shout out to him, and we're going to react to it. Yeah, man. So that's where we are. And for people who don't know, Mo Hassan has done a lot of interviews, he's from Dillard High School out of Fort Lauderdale, played quarterback there, went to USC, went to Vanderbilt as well, and everything else. So talk to me, man. What's your thoughts when you first saw? Ironically, he out there with an Oklahoma State jersey on, talking about the U. Somebody slapped this cat. Matter of fact, let me
you go. What do you got on 21, right?
Oh, Barry Sanders, yeah.
Yeah, you can wear Barry Sanders jersey like Jordan, though. You can wear it with anything. You can wear it at any time, though.
I'm just saying, ironically, I mean, you talking about the U. I'm just saying it was funny, though. But go ahead. Talk to us, man. What's your thoughts on the street?
I had two takes on it, man. Like when he first came out, I heard from some people that he did have some stuff on Miami. And he had some stuff on Miami. And he was trying to put a documentary together, which I think he is. A documentary or a book. And like I said last night, we're either going to get we're either going to get a Nevin Shapiro that can't say anything, don't want to say anything, talking about his side of the story. Him helping Devon Hester, him helping these kids. You know what I'm saying? Him helping these kids. or we were going to get a shit show with him just doing what he did when he was on the way out of here, and he gets into that and why he did what he did. But I think, man, all in all, I mean, it was a cool interview. All in all, it was a cool interview. It was interesting to hear some of the things he said. Anytime you start hearing those stories from back in the heyday, when Miami was Miami, and going into a game, we didn't think about losing. And we had a winning streak at the Orange Bowl. I mean, I had to snap out of that, boy. Hold up. Had to snap out of that. Hey, you start thinking about them old, thinking about them old days. Not thinking of them old days. But anytime you start telling those stories, I think it was interesting. Interesting interview, bro. Coming from a guy that Hurricane fans at this point don't trust, won't forgive. I mean,
despise.
Yeah. Right. He did something to their baby, and you ain't no coming back from that for a lot of people.
Yeah, man. So it's part 2. There's maybe a 3 or 4. I don't know how he broke it up, but we've only seen part 1, which is about an hour and 15 minutes or so. And most interviews start off like that, right? Who are you? Where'd you start? How did it come about? Blah, blah, blah. And as you got into about the 45-minute mark, it started to get heated up a little bit, right? Start talking about the Devon Hester and so forth. So who knows what part 2 brings, right? And again, it's a long interview. You got a guy been locked up. He kind of gives a story where he started, what he did, how he became rich. Well, I don't know if he talked about how he became rich. He just ended up talking about $200 million. He was worth like $200 million. He could have retired at like 33, 34, somewhere in there. But just wanted to be a part of it. He was a guy that sealed the deal, dog. He sealed the deal. And he came in the Larry Coker time. A lot of people think it was before that. He said he didn't come in until 2001. So this was really, he didn't really show up so far as what he did when he interjected himself into the program until the 01 season. So he wasn't part of really the big run for the Hurricanes. You know what I mean? What they did in the 80s, 90s, and so forth. Really just came in on that last year and sealed the deal. But it is interesting. Let's talk about the Hester part, because that is the only player that I think at this point, that he gave a story about. He's saying Devon Hester had a hard time at Miami. He was about to quit, this, that, and the third. Met him for breakfast or early one morning, whatever the case may be, yada, yada, yada. What was your take on that when you heard it?
Yeah, when he said Hester came to him, basically frustrated after the LSU game. But before that, he talks about Hester being on the bench and going to a coach and basically asking him, why did he have Hester on the bench? And the coach was like, man, I think we've heard this story before. I think this story was actually told by the coach. I think Randy Shannon actually told the story before.
Okay.
Yeah, but Nevin's story, the way Nevin tells it is basically he went to Randy and told him, listen, man, you're not gonna play Devin? And Randy said what he had to say, like, man, I don't have to answer to you. You just a booster. And he told Randy, listen, either you play Devin, I'm cutting off the faucet. I'm turning your water off. What the saying was about a year ago? Cutting your water off.
Cut your water off.
He said, Randy, cut your water off. He said, I'm not sure Randy understood what I was saying. Man, Randy went to Miami, New Orleans. He understood what you were saying. He said, but he basically told him, like, yeah, either play him or I'm cutting off your water, because he says Miami Athletics didn't have any money.
I believe that now. Now that I believe, because they were winning, but the money that you make and all of that stuff, man, a lot of people don't realize the money that you make in football and ticket sale, it costs a lot to run those programs. And you're probably running other programs. We all know this. You're running other athletic programs off of that same dollar. So yeah, it's a lot of major college football programs that are probably breaking even unless they get an influx of money from boosters and so forth and so on.
Right.
So, there were a couple of things he talked about, and I wanted to find out who this guy was. Maybe it's being the old loving football in me. He said when they had that party, the uncle was going crazy. This kid was from Louisiana. So when he first said, I'm thinking Ed Reed, but I'm like, wait a minute, that's too old. Mm-hmm. Then I thought Tyrann Mathieu, but I'm like, wait a minute, that's too young. So I'm like, Goldilocks, dog. I can't find what's just right. Anybody know who they think he's talking about? A kid was from Louisiana at this mansion party. He was cool, but chilling. Maybe Miami wasn't his kind of vibe, but the uncle was loving it. Who do y'all think that was? End up playing at LSU, though. That's interesting, bro.
What year was this?
I want to say 05, he said. Correct me if I'm wrong. And the funny thing is that doggone interview didn't got a gang of views. It came out about 4 hours ago, and it's got less than 400 views so far. I thought people would have been flocking to that deal, man. Odell Beckham? Ooh. Was it Odell?
05?
05 now. You got to remember, that's a while back. Odell Beckham might be too young.
Right.
It wasn't Dwayne Bowe, because Dwayne Bowe's not from Dwayne Bowe right here on the wall. He's from Miami. He played at Miami New Orleans. So it wasn't Dwayne Bowe. Patrick Peterson. No, Patrick Peterson's from Florida. This kid is from Louisiana, played at and was supposed to come there, and then played at. Ooh,
so this would be what class? 2004 class?
I would assume somewhere in there. Jamarcus Russell might be a good call right there. Topic of the day.
I think I know the name. I think I may know the name, Hayes.
Somebody said he said it was a wide receiver.
A wide receiver. It was a wide receiver. No, it was, yeah. I thought you got that part out already. It was the wide receiver.
Early Doucette.
Early Doucette.
Is he from Louisiana?
He's from Louisiana. Early Doucette is from Louisiana.
Oh, Jamarcus is from Bama. Good call, Smooth. I don't know. Like my first thing when he said, this kid was from Louisiana. I said Ed Reed, but I was like, no, too old. Then as he kept talking, I said Honey Badger, and then I said, no, too young.
Did Early Doucette had a nice NFL run?
I don't know. But anyway,
it does. Yeah.
Why they fact checking this? They'll figure it out sooner or later. But I don't know. I mean, we're all guessing here. But he also talked about Deion stepping in with Devon Hester, helping out. Said something about the agency, trying to get the agents and whatever else the case may be. Mm-hmm. But he brought up a part, Street, that I think me and you have talked about already. You do a lot for these kids. You do all these things. He said, I haven't talked to him since 2005. Is that common? Is that common?
Welcome to the party, Nevin. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, Nevin. Yes. That's how it happens. The machine gets them.
Hold up, right there. Ask Google Man. Where you at, Google Man?
When you need him, right?
My bad. Go ahead.
Yeah. That's right. Yes, Nevin. Welcome to the party. When I saw that part, I laughed. He said he did a lot of stuff for a lot of them, and when he said Devin name, when Devin went to the league, he said he never heard of him. He said when he ran back the kickoff in the Super Bowl, he said Devin ran right to him. You know what I'm saying? He said he ran right towards him in his zone. But Nevin, welcome to the party, bro. I mean, we've straight from the culture of it. That happens a lot. Yeah, and I'm not sure why. I'm not sure if they get there, and I know one thing, it's very overwhelming. It's overwhelming. You're dealing with a lot of people pulling here and there. And it's almost like it just pulls them away. Mm-hmm. That happens a lot. It's only a few of them that stay like Teddy Bridgewater could just walk around anywhere and do anything and be normal for some reason. But it's not a lot of them have that and are able to do that. But Nevin, welcome to the party, bro.
Yeah, and I'll say this as a coach, and you know this street, we have former players, no knock, I get it. But they move on. You were a part of their life for a particular reason in a season, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then they go to another phase of their life, college, and they create a whole new set of friends and coaches and mentors. And then they go to the NFL and create a whole new set of friends, college mentors. And I guarantee you some college coaches got the same stories about these guys. Man, if it wasn't for me, like Nevin Shapiro, if it wasn't for me, boy, this kid went a blah, blah, blah. Well, when he went to the NFL, he never called that college coach again. But we all guilty. I have to say this. We're all guilty. I equated kind of when we went up in school, right? You start off in elementary school. And then when you go to middle school, there's probably 3 middle schools that elementary school feeds into. And y'all were best of friends at elementary school. But this one went to school A, you went to school B. You create a whole new set of friends. And when you go to high school, there's 2 or 3 high schools that middle school feeds into. And then you create a whole new set of friends. And then when you graduate high school, you think y'all gonna be friends forever. Well, guess what? Bro, I went to school with 863 people, dog. That's my graduating class. And I talked to maybe four consistently. You know what I'm saying? And that's just life, that's just life. And so, yeah, I totally understand. I totally get it, man. But Nevin Shapiro got a lot to talk about. I think part 2 is going to get a little more interesting. I think you need to pop your popcorn for it. I don't know if he's going to drop names. He did bring Mario's name up as being an assistant coach, but didn't say anything negative in essence.
He didn't say anything. He didn't say anything negative about anybody, but the feds.
But the feds, they stole his money.
He got a problem with the feds. He got a problem with the feds. He said the feds did him a good. He said he innocent, even though I pleaded guilty. I'm innocent. He said it's gonna come out.
Bro, here's the funny thing.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. He had $85 million in restitution and paid it, as he says.
That's what he says.
Bruh.
That's what he says.
Even Mo was like, 85 million? Bro, the dude got 85 million and paid it off, dog.
That's wild, man. He got, money laundering, $93 million. And he says, he says he's not the one who took the money. He said the Fed's informant is the one who took the money. It's not him, and he'll be exonerated. I mean, but so Hayes, what you thought about the part where he saw that 50 players were going to take the stands against him, and basically it wasn't about Miami, it was about the Feds, and he used Puff Daddy in this. He said it was about the Feds using everything to assassinate his character.
That's right.
And that's where the Hurricanes came in at. And he said when he saw those 50 names is when he went ballistic.
Mm-hmm.
Because he was fighting for only in the vision of R. Kelly came in my head. I'm fighting for my life, man. When he said that, that's what came to my mind. He said he was fighting for his freedom, and everything was being used against him to assassinate his character, just like the Cassie video coming out 8 years later, right? Just to assassinate the person, character.
I ain't no hog time nobody. Hold on, a hog time nobody.
But what do you feel about that? What do you feel about him saying, okay, well, they're using that against me. I'm just going to burn the house down and going on and doing what he did to Miami. How do you feel about that?
Well, I believe it is the first law of nature, right? Self-preservation. It's either you or these 47 players. And if the 47 players are working in tandem with the Feds, well, guess what, guys? If it's war, then let it be war. I got to protect myself at the end of the day, just like those 47 names. Now, whether it was true or not, they just threw 47 names on a sheet of paper or they just heard, whatever. But this is what happened when you start dealing with criminal entities. You don't know who's going to tell who. I was watching a TV show the other day, and these guys were robbing this bank. And one guy was in a shootout with the police. They sniped their own guy because he looked like he was about to get caught. So he sniped his own guy out so he wouldn't get caught. Like, dang, that's some dirt work right there, boy. You kill your own member of your own team because he was bogged down. He was about to get caught, so they ended up killing him so he couldn't tell. You know?
But here's the part, because Kyle just said it, right? Did 50 players testify against him?
We don't know. But again, that's the unknown. So what do you have to do? Get in front of it.
So Hayes, the whole thing that we grew up, don't snitch, which is different now. I think snitching is cool now. These Joes walking in there, they walking in there doing raps. but we grew up on no matter what the heat is, first 48, ain't seen no crime. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know nothing about no crime. I just remember that, dog. I had two brothers in my cell, dog, and they gangster first 48. I don't know nothing about no crime. But that's the rule we grew up on, right? Those names were put on paper and they said, boof, we got 50 Hurricane players. And he said, what back? He went to singing.
Well, guess what? Those names up there. So did they go to singing? See, you have to ask the question, who sang first? If you sing on me street or I sing on you, here's a perfect example. Me and you do a crime. Mm-hmm. They got you in a room, they got me in a room. I have to truly trust and believe in you, street. And you remember, these were kids or young adults, and they didn't have any true allegiance to Nevin Shapiro. But if me and you go do this crime, they caught both of us. Hey man, your man Street just said y'all playing such and such. And he said you were the mastermind. I have to truly trust that they lying to me about you. Or they could be telling the truth.
That we standing on business, right?
But they gonna tell you the same thing. Hey, man, Hayes over there just said y'all, and they're gonna use some small specific piece of evidence to make you say, how do they know that? So he gotta be doing it. They say when y'all met, you had on a green shirt. But mind you, they could have had surveillance. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like,
is there anybody in your life in the comment section? Is there anybody in your life, no matter what the feds say to you, you know they are lying? That motherfucker is not over there snitching on me. Is there anybody in your life, Hayes?
I believe so, dog. I believe so. Because here's what No.
I'm gonna snitch on you, Hayes. I'm giving life skin dudes. I'm saying I'm giving you up, dog. I'm not. I know you're gonna break under the heat. I'll be sure looking at me. I know you're gonna break under the heat.
No, here's what I do believe now. Here's what I do believe, and I'm being dead serious. If me and you plotted out to do a crime together, that's snitching, right? However, if I'm not part of your crime, you out there doing whatever, and you done murdered some lady or whatever. That's telling. I'm telling. You understand? And let's call a spade a spade. When them boys start throwing them numbers, see, everybody a gangster till they start throwing them numbers. When the boys say 50 years, and you start saying, wait a minute, I'm 47, 50, I'll be 97 years. Man, that boy named D Streeter, that boy run Footballville, that boy run Caneville, that boy had Mario to test questions. I'm doing everything, dog.
Oh no! Listen, though, I got my homeboy. Like I know, I don't think I would go down my homeboy fraud.
I go down with V12. I think V12 won't snitch on me. V12 ain't gonna snitch on me. V12 ain't gonna snitch on me, dog.
And some people in the comments saying my mom. They saying their mama, my sister. I wasn't even talking about family.
No, we talking about outside of family. You ain't, unless you're doing a robbery with your mama, you in the wrong family, dog. Y'all had to do felonious activities with the old girl. You grew up a gangster, dog.
Hey, yeah, dog. I remember I had two brothers in my cell was on first 48, right? And somebody had got gunned down the middle of the street with his machine gun. So they eventually caught one brother. You know how first 48 is. 30 hours of being gone. They catch one brother and they bring him in and they sit him down. He got dreads and he's sitting down. And they say, and all he said was, I don't know nothing about no crime.
In the pork and bean projects. Yeah.
I don't know nothing about no crime. So he ain't talking. So maybe 6 months later, so 6 months go by. we finally catch the little brother, little fat little boy. We finally catch Tyrone. We bring Tyrone in and sit him down. Oh, and Tyrone looked at him and said, I don't know nothing about no crime. And I had them jokers in my cell at TGK, boy. And that's when you know what I'm saying, that's when you know they were lock and step or whatever, you know what I'm saying, they had going on. I don't know how it ended for them, but that was, you rarely ever see that today.
Yeah, because that number, bro, them numbers, dog. Them numbers. When them boys start, see, people do 5 years, maybe 10. But dog, when they start talking about 25 to life, and if you say something, you get your life back. Yeah, you're going to do some time, but you might be, say, 22 years old, 23. You do 20 years. You know you ain't going to do the whole 20, but let's just say you do 20. You 42 years old. You still got a life. But when them boys say you 22 and you going to die in here, I'm sorry, YouTube, you got to say, you going to be unalive in here? Bruh, like when you leave out of here, you walking out, Range Funeral Home coming to pick you up, dog. Like, dog.
I hope what you did was worth it. Smooth say street. You used to work with Rick Ross. That's Smooth. I started at the state. I was there a few years before Rick Ross. But a lot of my friends, like Duke Mama, was there the day Rick Ross left. Like, hey man, I ain't coming back. You know what I'm saying? Now hustling. That wasn't, he didn't know that was going to happen, but they were there the day he left. The day he left corrections, and that was at the state corrections.
Now the state wear brown or the white and green?
Brown. Don't get paid no money. You got to get up out of there.
Brown?
State
okay.
Like, the state like working at 7-Eleven. You got to get out of there. But it's a better job though. You have more control over the inmates because they're already convicted and they don't have rights.
They're in prison. They're not in jail. They're in prison.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So listen, for everybody that's in here, Nevin Shapiro said he's not looking to hurt the youth. For anybody who think that something's about to go down, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what he says. But he has a book coming out and a documentary coming out. This could be just promotion. But he says he's not looking to hurt the youth. And he didn't speak as if he was looking to hurt anybody. Let's get into. He talked about Luther Campbell. He talked about Luther Campbell and how Luther Campbell was from the inner city and from Overtown and should have been a part of the program because he knew what was going on. He was like a big brother to the kids. He did say him and Luke was doing different things. Yeah, because Nevin, you had damn near $1 billion. That's it was different. It was probably different, though. It was probably different. You were running around here with $1 billion. And he actually apologized. He said he didn't mean to get Ja'Cory Harris and Ray and those guys in trouble. Those wasn't the guys that he was mad at.
Mm-hmm.
Right. What you thought about that, Hayes? Because Ja'Cory had to sit out a game. A couple of them dudes got suspended.
Yeah, but like you said,
Darius got hit across the head, didn't he?
Oh, Darius Johnson?
Yeah.
Yeah, they got him dating nasty. I remember when he was at Jackson and then transferred to Northwestern, man. He was a big boy at Jackson and ended up transferring to the West. But they were just they were collateral damage, bro. You know, they were collateral damage. These kids were NIL before NIL. How do you tell them not to take it? How do you tell them not to be a part, not to here's the cash? And like the kids that's going through NIL today are the same types of shorties we see now. Back then, mom struggling, 4-5 brothers and sisters, mama here never met dad. Like the situation is tough, bro, and the cycle continues. But here's what I'll say about Randy Shannon. Not to change subject, but to add to your point. Remember what Randy Shannon was tasked with. And I think a lot of people forget this. Randy Shannon was tasked with cleaning up the program. Because remember, this was after the Larry Coker now. Remember, Larry Coker was there, 3 years as the head coach? I think 3 or 4 years. 4 years.
What was it? 3? Was he there that long? I didn't think it was that long.
Yeah, he did. I'll pull it up. Larry Coker, Larry Coker was there at Miami for 6 years. My bad. He was there all the way to 06. So he was there 6 years, 01 to 06. Here's what I'll say. Larry Coker was tasked with cleaning up the program because during Larry Coker's time was the Nevin Shapiro reign. However, remember, and I gotta be honest, I got about 12 more minutes left in the interview. I did not get a chance to finish. And he was just starting to talk about it, so maybe you can enlighten me. He was just getting ready to talk about after Larry Coker left, he wanted his guy to come in, and I got to the point where he's talking about Donald Shalala. I think he said Paul D was the AD, and he was getting ready to talk about who he wanted. And from my recollection, it was John Gruden and Houston Nutt were the top two candidates, and they both turned it down. And the players, or they ended up with Randy Shannon, and then he was he was tasked with cleaning up the program, keeping them out the newspaper. Because remember, at that time, that was when Brian Patter got killed and all that kind of stuff.
His guy, I don't recall him saying who his guy was. I don't recall. I didn't take that. I don't recall him saying who his guy was that he wanted to come in. But I don't think, man. I don't think John Gruden was ever coming here, though. I was never buying that, though. I don't know why.
Well, they weren't paying the money either. Well, they weren't paying money. Remember, at that time, Randy might have made $1 million as the head coach. Maybe $950. That was 20 years ago. But however, other schools that did not have the legacy that we had and the track record Miami had were paying more. But again, people hid behind the private school. We don't have the same money as blah, blah, blah. So I don't know. Can anybody tell me, did he say in this interview who his guy was and who he wanted to push to get in?
Yeah, I didn't hear him say who his guy was. And maybe he didn't say it because a lot of names he was leaving out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a lot of names he was leaving out. If it pop up in the comment section, I'll let you know. But what you thought about this? He said the Northwestern 8 was his recruits. He was like, Randy, he said Clint Hurt was the recruiting coordinator. He said Randy, somebody said Bo Nick's daddy. He said Randy, Bo Nick's dad. Somebody
Pat
said
Nix was the offensive coordinator.
He wanted him to be the guy who Ja'Cory said was smarter than. He said he recruited the Northwestern 8, and Randy didn't want to offer the best one, Levante David, because he had grade problems.
Right. So, okay. I'm glad you brought this up.
Talk to me.
And we're going to talk about Nevin Shapiro and some credibility here in a second. But I'm glad you brought this up because, again, on the surface, the coach is going to get the credit. We all know that, right? It's just what it is. I mean, Nevin Shapiro's in the background. He's never going to get the credit. Cash Money is going to be Birdman. Nobody think about Slim. You understand what I'm saying? Even though Slim is the guy who's actually running it, probably in the most part. However, I could see that being a thing. And the reason I said to lean into the credibility, one, you talking about some kids from the West. I don't know their financial situation at home. But if this dude is saying, hey, come to Miami, this the life, look at this, mansions, ladies, this, that, the third, whatever, yachts. And they were the number one team. This was Ja'Cory and them went to Dallas and beat South Lake Carroll and all them schools. I think they played Burns in South Carolina at some point. I mean, Ja'Cory Harris and them guys were the man, dog. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I could definitely see him being very influential in that and sealing the deal. I could put it that way. Like they maybe identified those guys and word got out maybe at the hand of Randy or maybe Clint Hurt, who he ended up really telling on. Remember, at first he said, I'm not telling no names, but the recruiting coordinator. Then he ended up saying later on in the interview, Clint Hurt was the recruiting coordinator. So he actually told on the dude. And I don't think he realized doing it. But and then that's how it happened. But to bring up the grade thing is where I want to tie it in. Remember what I just said, clean up the program, get the graduation rate up. So it's not that I don't want to offer the dude. I am tasked with cleaning this program up and getting our guys to graduate. And I can't really offer this guy because he doesn't have the grades.
Right.
That's where his credibility starts to tie in. But that's my thoughts on it. What were your thoughts?
No, you're right. You're right. And listen, it's not just Randy. He ended up having to go to JUCO or something. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, so that was the nation couldn't touch him. But he ended up being.
That's when you had to take the SAT, dog.
It was taking him out, wasn't it? But that SAT was taking him out.
Prop 48s, he talked about that. Yeah, but go ahead.
Yeah, and once her son was like, "What's a Prop 48?"
Ain't never heard of it.
When did they stop that?
I don't know, bro. Probably around 08, 9, 10, somewhere in there. I may be wrong. Somebody, let me see, a Prop 48.
But yeah, he said, so listen, as we talk about this, Hayes, right? So basically say he's the one recruited Sakari them. Basically, I got them here. Now he's not saying anything egregious at Miami, but you don't ever hear anybody saying this at all. Right? Because literally what he's saying is, how did he get him here? Yeah, you don't ever really hear anybody saying that way.
Yeah. I mean, I think every booster, hell, we saw the movie Blue Chips. How you think Shaq got there? Because his mama got a Lexus. Like,
right.
So yeah, he's saying the same thing without saying the same thing. Like, the reason these kids came, because I cut cash. I made sure I cut the check, and I made sure that these jits were gonna come to the U because I cut a check, not because I'm a nice guy. Basically.
Right.
No, it was like, dog, there's a Nevin Shapiro at every major college. I don't care who you are. Call it what it is.
Every college. Nevin Shapiro.
Might be 2 or 3 of them. Again, Nevin Shapiro got outed because of the money laundering. And because he saw those names, the feds probably tied in. He was funneling money through those kids to try to wash it, maybe. You understand what I'm saying? And that's how Miami got caught up in the wash.
Right.
No, we just saw Florida. Not to drag them into it, but I don't have no problem. We just saw Florida. Right? Their major booster told a kid $13 million. If he comes, so think about if that booster ever has an issue with Florida, and let's just say Jaden Rashada goes to Florida. You know what he's going to come out and say? I'm the reason Jaden Rashada came to Florida. Because Miami was offering 9.5. I said, let's give him 13.
Right.
Legal or illegal. Like if it was before the NIL or even after, he's going to say he's the reason that kid came to Florida.
Right.
Yeah. That's what it is. Hold up. Who for Miami is going to say Ken Ward is the reason he came to Miami? That's the question, dog. Is it John Ruiz? I don't know. But somebody
got to stay it up.
Hell, I said. Hell, I saw Tyler Barron at a draft party for a couple hours, and I jumped on here and said, I'm the reason he came to Miami. Because I said, what's up, dog? So, I don't know, man. I don't know. Rick Ross is the reason because he ate dinner with him. Yes, sir.
Yeah, people don't really talk like that.
Yeah. So in this interview, and probably I guess tomorrow part 2 will come out, and if it does, we'll probably do part 2 to this, just to react, because I think it'll get a little more juicy. But I guess my real question is, where do you think? Let me ask you this. It's all hypothetical because we don't know. What do you think Nevin Shapiro is going to put out in his quote unquote documentary?
He said he already said that the You documentary was like the Disney version. So there you go.
Because he couldn't talk, because he couldn't. I think he said he was in lockdown. He was in the shoe. Is that what they call the hole? The shoe.
Mm-hmm.
He was in the shoe, and he couldn't speak. And what's the guy? Corbin. I forgot his first name. Tried to reach out to him, and this, that, and the third. And ESPN didn't want anything to do with it unless he was being interviewed. Because, like he said, and it's funny he said this again. Now that I'm in this world, I'm thinking about how things. He said nobody gonna watch it but Miami fans. Billy Corbin, thank you, LOL. Billy Corbin.
Right.
He said nobody gonna watch it but Miami unless this guy's talking. And that's what he's doing right now. I don't know what that interview has done. Let me check to see what that interview has done.
It says 500 views, right? And I don't know, like back in the days when I used to run up the numbers like that, it would always get stuck at 300, right? But that's not what I see on his, because there's not a huge bunch of comments. But when you run up numbers on YouTube, it used to get stuck at 300, 400, and then the numbers eventually catch up. But I don't think that's what's going on with his. There may be a lot of because you got that dislike button. It may be a lot of dislikes, people disliking it. But people who actually sat down and watched it were kind of entertained. But Kane fans are always entertained with those old stories. We can get Donna Shalala in here, and they'll sit down and listen to her talk.
Like you said, it is only 28 comments as I'm looking at it here. Now, I will say this, that is true. What it reflects on YouTube, if you have your YouTube studio, for example, our show yesterday, the show we did yesterday, I looked at it. It was at like 250 views. But on the YouTube studio behind it, where the creators can look, it was like at 1,000. So yeah, it does take time for it to catch up. I totally understand that.
Right, if it's running, right. If it's running.
Yeah.
I don't know. Kane fans. The question is this. Like, Nevin Shapiro, what is the worst thing? What is your worst memory of what Nevin Shapiro did? Like, give me some lines in the comment section. Like, what is your worst memory? Y'all, you remember, I remember what? I remember him being the reason, you know what I'm saying? What is y'all worst memory of what he did to the program? Because I think there's a lot of fans that, hey, like when I bring it up to X, it's like, man, we ain't talking that right. Like, there's a lot of fans that just don't want to hear from him. They don't want to hear his excuse why, and they just don't want to hear from him.
Yeah. But I don't understand why people are mad. I guess I can, but I don't understand why people are mad. Because like he said, can I just call a spade a spade? Without him, we don't have a lot of stuff. See, we want to get mad. Maybe I'm wrong, but we want to get mad because the dude got caught and he went to try to save himself. He calling himself Lil Luke.
And Luke said he sued him behind that. Oh, Luke got on our space, bro, and told the story, bro, of how
just recently
him suing Nevin intertwined with the UM stuff, and kind of brought out some bad things in the case that the NCAA did, and that's kind of how Miami kind of got off a little bit. It's we got a space, man. I'm gonna get the space and I'm gonna make it into a live. Luke told maybe 2 weeks ago. Luke told that story on. He sued Nevin for calling himself Little Luke.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he said what happened was it brought out some things. The NCAA was sitting in on what's it called when they sit down and they talk to you before the case and they ask you a billion questions.
The deposition?
The deposition. He said because nobody knew what the NCAA is, he said they got caught. One of them was sitting in on the deposition. That's how Luke explained it. And it became a big thing. And he said he had a lot to do with Miami getting a lesser blow. So hey, Cal. I think Cal was there that night. He sued Nevin for calling himself Lil Luke.
That's funny as hell.
That's hilarious.
No, you can sue somebody for saying I'm Lil Luke.
If you big as Luke Skywalker,
if you big Luke, huh? I guess so.
If you big Luke.
Not to be funny. I mean, I'm all for Luke. But how did Luke get away with Luke Skywalker?
He probably didn't.
Oh.
You see his name, Uncle Luke?
I see.
No, he actually told me that somehow they tried to sue him. He told me something like that.
Talking about the Star Wars, right? Tried to sue him?
Yeah, something like that he told me.
Luke Skywalker. That's awesome, man. Oh, man. Hey, man. Shout out to Luke, dog. Shout out to Luke. That boy out there in spring ball right now, ain't he?
No, that's over, right?
They finished it already?
Yeah, spring is over. Marcus say without Nevin, there's no 2001 team.
But that's not true because he didn't come into the fray until 2001. Andre Johnson and those guys are there. You notice he's not talking about Andre Johnson. Remember, he even said in this part, he said, we only really had people like Sonoris Moss. He didn't even bring up Santana. He said like Sonoris Moss. He kind of starts at Devon Hester. He kind of starts at McDougal. He kind of starts, like he said, from 01 going forward. So I don't know if that's necessarily true based on, see, I didn't know.
Yeah, he was the beginning of the downfall. He was the beginning of the downfall. But he said the last 20 years being bad is because he wasn't here.
I agree. I believe that as I listened to it, and like I said, I had about 12 minutes left and I'm definitely going to check it out. But he speaks from 01 forward.
Right.
He doesn't talk backwards, if you notice that. Now, he talks about being a fan. He remembers the games, but his involvement is kind of 01 forward. And if he just comes in 01, Andre Johnson have been there. Like those guys, Sonoris and Santana and those guys been there. Now, so that doesn't mean the 01 team that was currently on the roster didn't benefit from him. I'm not saying that. But we're talking about the acquisition of players goes from.
Right. You could say that there would be no Ja'Cory Harris Northwestern 8 if you want to give him credit.
Hester won't, that kind of thing, or like you said, going forward. Even when you look at the pictures, they're all going forward. You don't see him with pictures of those guys back in the day in their uniforms playing. You see them maybe after when they came back to visit or something like that. But
yeah.
I don't know, Street. Is
no, but okay, so let's think about this. This man, he got convicted of $930 million money laundering, whatever they had to call it in order to get him, which he said wasn't a scheme, yada, yada, yada. So obviously, one, he could speak, he's believable, and he's influential. You know what I'm saying? Obviously.
Mm-hmm.
And he said he's good with money. He says he has a photographic memory. But that boy said he was in solitary confinement for a year. See, what the hell was that about?
Well, because they said that he said in there that because he sent an interview form. a visit form to somebody, and basically said, you won't say it in my face. So they deemed that a threat. I forgot who he said. Y'all help me out in the chat. He said he sent something to someone in particular, and they considered it to be a threat, excuse me. But I think he said he did 6 months, something like that in the thing.
Right. And he was saying, yeah, he had to listen to the LSU game on I told y'all them boys create a whole bunch of stuff in prison. He said a cracker box. Like that they had they create a lot of stuff in prison, dog. They create a lot of stuff in prison, dog. Dog, literally at TGK, we had girls on one floor, guys on another floor. They figured out a way to talk through the girls.
Through the floor?
Through the air conditioning vent. Well enough to say, tomorrow at 10 o'clock, you're going to get sick and go to the med, and then I'm going to go to the med at 10 too, and we're going to meet each other. They used to talk through the air conditioning vent.
Them boys out there, hey, hold up, Street. Hold up. Them boys out there on Tinder before Tinder was Tinder.
Could you imagine, dog, being in prison and knowing that there's 50 women downstairs? I just got to figure out a way to talk to them. Dog, I've seen them talk through the toilet.
How you talk through the water, dog?
Because sound travels. So wherever you put it, it travels. And dog, everybody listen, dog. Our mind, dog, is a lot stronger than we use.
I agree with that.
When your back is against the wall and you're in them walls, dog, and your mind really gets to working.
Back page and
yeah. Yeah, dog. I've seen it, dog. I've seen when your mind really gets to working and you just had it and you want to get out the cell. Okay, I'm gonna take a screw off the bed. I'm gonna swallow it. Say I'm suicidal. Boom! I get a ride to the. I've seen it, dog. I've seen it. I've seen the brain. So I know we are powerful, more powerful than. That man once told me, Hayes. He once told me. He said, "Street, you know how we outsmart y'all?" He said, because y'all never sit and thought. Y'all are always moving, worried about your phone bill, worried about what the supervisor is saying. He said, most of the day we're sitting here in thought. Think about what he's saying.
True story.
To the point where they could read your lips, they could read your emotions, they could read your. Because they're in thought and they're in tune with their mind and they're using their senses, bro. We got it, Hayes. We just eat potato chips and watch Bad Girls.
Yeah, we got a lot of distractions.
We just don't use it, right?
We got distractions.
Exactly.
Like
right.
me and you right now. Me and you, believe this or not, we are distracting somebody from achieving their goal right now. Believe this or not. I hate to say it, but that's the truth. I mean, I'm saying it to say,
yeah.
Because somebody's supposed to be either writing a paper, finishing something up at work, and they're like, man, I'm finna watch Hayes and Street. I'm finna watch Hayes Street right now. Like, for them, they don't have that.
Right.
Their only distraction is lunchtime and breakfast.
Yeah.
Real quick, hey, Stunner Boy say, coaches are made by these stories. Damn right. Listen, I'm gonna tell y'all something. I hope my mama ain't watching. I did 3 hours in jail, dog.
3 hours? 3 hours.
I was trying to find a way to break out, dog. I'm over there pulling on the bar. I'm trying to see the bar loose, see if it twists. Well, I'm trying to get up out of there.
That boy stayed 3 hours.
I did 3 hours, dog. They talking about it was like 5 o'clock, so it was a Friday. I'm thinking like, you didn't hear the story like Friday. Hold up, man. The magistrate gone, dog. I ain't getting out till Monday. Oh no, I ain't staying up in here. No, sir. No, sir. But anyway,
3 hours.
I got out in 3 hours. I don't even know who bailed me out, dog. Maybe some bail bomb. Dog, my bond wasn't nothing but $100, dog.
You gangster, dog.
Well, I'm a straight G, boy. I'm a straight G.
You gangster, dog.
I ain't going to jail. I can't do jail, dog. I can't do it. But anyway, I did want to say this. Shout out to Lou. They tried to bring me the little thick tray with the little 5 little slot, the little thick old tray. Man, I don't want that, man. Boy, I'm finna get up out of here, boy. Y'all don't know who this is? The Cold Hayes up in here, boy. No, back up. Somebody get slapped, boy. You want your cold bread? No, I wasn't scared more than I was mad, dog. I tell you off air why I went, dog. It wasn't nothing crazy, but it was crazy. It was stupid, dog.
Working at a jail, bro.
It was actually for unpaid parking ticket, dog. I forgot.
Anybody could get arrested, bro. That's what I learned working at the jail.
Yeah, dog. If they want
anybody could walk through them doors, dog.
Shout out to Lou. Explain this right quick. Fishing lines, dog. I seen it where they got the fishing line where they throw it. Them boys so good they could throw it 3 things down and they go over, bro.
Yeah,
like they take the string out the draws.
Yeah. So they would get the string tied to something, right, and put something on the end, whatever it may be, a piece of gum, something that can grab something, and they became really good at getting things that's not in the cell. You know what I'm saying? To pull it in the cell. Or, you know what I'm saying, fishing it from another cell. It may be a cell connected to this cell. But they can't touch each other. You know what I'm saying? It's still 3 hours more than Trump going to serve. I know Trump got guilty of 34 counts.
Of felonies, dog.
A felony. That boy ain't going to no jail. He's going to be right there debating against boy.
Anyway, go ahead, man.
I don't know. I'll tell y'all. Listen, one day I'll tell my most epic fail in jail. You know what I'm saying? But I got stories for days, dog.
We're gonna talk about. We're gonna call it. Officer Chronicles or something like that. We're gonna go through that.
Yeah. I got stories for days, dog.
That's funny, man. But anyway, and hold on. So you worked at TGK.
TGK, the jail, Metro West. The annex. I did overtime at all of them.
Oh, I used to fish by Metro West. It was a big rock pit back up in there, man. But I'll tell you about that later. Anyway,
it was some fish, yeah.
Well, and I can hear y'all early in the morning, dog. Like they have them up early. Like I don't know if it was like a young camp there, like a youth camp or something next to it or something.
Yeah, well, Metro West.
I don't know if it was Metro West. But whatever it was.
That was South Florida Reception Center. If you was at Metro West.
I don't know. Whatever it was, about 6 o'clock in the morning, you out there fishing, you can hear them yelling, I don't know what you've been told. They be out there.
Yeah. The YOs was at South Florida Reception Center. That's where Rick Ross left from.
What's YOs? Youth offenders. Okay, see?
Mm-hmm.
Told you, dog. I'm an expert. Yeah, I can hear them in the morning. I be out there fishing, trying to, you know what I'm saying, catch me a couple of peacock bass and whatever else. But anyway, all right, we almost at the hour mark. Talk to us, man. What's your thoughts about this? What do you think tomorrow brings, or part 2 brings?
From the way he started on part 1, is not he's not here. Either he's not here to give any meat and potatoes because it's gonna come in his documentary. Or he's kind of dociled out. Maybe Miami got to him, put some money in his pocket, and sit more out there to do the safe interview or something. You know what I'm saying? He seemed to be chilled out, mellowed out, not on. You know what I'm saying? What we alleged that he always thought. You know what I'm saying? All we knew was his actions. So we figured that he had a vengeance and that he wanted to bring the program down, which we heard him say it, but that doesn't seem like what he's on. But tomorrow, I mean.
Well, here's what I will say. Remember, he's still on paper. He said that in the thing. He's still on papers. He's still considered technically an inmate. He just had to be, he was sent home due to the coronavirus, COVID stuff that was going on. He's just on house arrest, but he's still technically an inmate. Maybe that skews his conversation a little bit.
Right.
Maybe it's some ongoing stuff that we don't know about. But I don't know. However, I think at the end of the day, there's no honor amongst thieves. What do I mean? He's going to do what he needs to do to clear his name, and I think anybody's expendable, including the University of Miami. Because he didn't go to the University of Miami, I don't think. He said he moved from Brooklyn or something like that when he was 6 years old and whatever. He's a fan. So he doesn't have a true allegiance to Miami. He was just a fan of the program. You know what I mean? And so we'll see. Oh, Lord, they got checks. Oh, my God. I just pulled this up. I ain't going to put it. He got a check that he wrote to the recruiting coordinator for $2,500. That was a coach. They got a copy of this. Oh, my God, bro. They got this. First of all, what you doing writing checks, idiot? Oh, he went to Miami Beach. So he went to Miami Beach Senior High School, and he went to University of South Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Anyway, you got an I don't see how?
Yeah.
Talk to me. I got to hear this one. I got to see this one.
At real time.
In real time?
In real time.
All right, talk to me. What you got?
Alonzo Highsmith has weighed in. Oh, Devon Shapiro.
Oh, no.
He says, Alonzo Highsmith said, this guy's claiming he was the ultimate recruiter and you guys listening to this stuff.
Oh.
This guy, he said, in my eyes, they have chosen Nevin Shapiro over Miami football for clicks, and it's a bad choice. Mo Hassan isn't he ain't a Miami fan.
He not. That's what I'm telling people. But here's what I'm telling people. But here's also what I'm telling people. I hate to say this, and I'm being as serious and as honest as I can.
Uh-huh.
You, me, outside of Hoodie Girl, I don't know no content creator went to Miami.
Right.
It costs too much. So our allegiance is to the program, it's to the football team, and what it represents the city and the players that went there. But you understand where I'm coming from? Does that make sense?
No, explain. You're saying
what I'm saying is we are almost like a college NFL team. Nobody went to Dallas Cowboys, right? Because it's a pro team. Right, that's what I'm saying, right? But most people who are fans of a college are because they're I know y'all will be like, no, it's not.
You say Alex Dono went to the U.
Okay, Alex Dono. Yes, I apologize. Yes, Alex Dono. Yeah, shout out to Alex Dono.
Right.
But I'm just thinking about you're a fan because of the area, think about it. Florida State has 40,000 fans right now because they went to Florida State right now. Because they currently go to Florida State. And if you multiply that over the years, right? Now, again, you got some fans that because they are just fans. I get that. But for us, the majority of our fan base is because we're just fans because of proximity. And they're part of Miami and what they did and how they played.
And Uncle Luke. And
yeah, but had nothing to do with Miami. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
And Live Crew was fans of University of Miami because of what? Because it was the crib and kids went there. And that's what I'm saying. It's not because of technically, it's not because they're tied to Miami. I hope this makes sense. I know there's some gaps in what I'm saying, but you know, a lot of people are Ohio State fans or Georgia fans because they're legacy kids. How many legacy kids we have? See what I'm saying? How many kids we say are going there because my uncle, my grandfather went to this school, but it cost too damn much money. Oh, I'm sorry. Shout out to Paco. Here, Paco 305 in the building. That boy go to the school. That old brainy.
He just graduated, right? Yeah.
I think so, man. Shout out to him, man. Actually, I met him at your the event you had down there, man. Shout out to him, man. All right. I got you said that's your I don't see how? I don't see how, dog. Well, don't laugh at me. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
It's really crazy, dog. I'm just tripping. I don't know why I'm doing this, but it's just funny. This shit's funny. Y'all know in the summertime, y'all know I like to go hunting and do stuff like that and this, that, and the third. Well, Coach finna get jiggy with it when he go hunting this year. You understand me? Street, when I go hunting this year, this how I'm shooting at the deer, the hogs, coyotes. I ain't playing with them. This how I'm doing it, Coach. Oh, I'm sorry, dog. I had to do it, dog. I don't know why I did that. But that's how Coach going hunting this year. Yeah.
Dog, I don't know why you like that video so much, dog.
That shit is hilarious, dog.
I don't know why.
I don't know why.
I got a question, though. For the chat.
Uh-huh.
If Coach Hayes would have got to Nevin Shapiro first and did an interview, right? Or even if we would have got to him first and did an interview.
Now, leave me with it. I want to be greedy. Leave me with it.
What would that reaction be? What would y'all reaction be? Coach Hayes and Nevin Shapiro sits down. First interview since the break. I want to see these comments, though.
So if that was me sitting in that chair, what would people say? Would people watch it?
I think they'll watch it, but I think it'll be a different. I think it'll be a different reaction.
Here's what I'm gonna tell you. I've said this before. I've said this 100 times. I think the University of Miami has a lot of part-time lover fans. What do I mean? Derek said, "Coach interviewing the ops."
Straight up.
So here's what I'll say. There are a lot of, if you look at our videos, all content creators, all the UM content creators, I would bet that we're all roughly on the same wavelength when it comes to amount of views. Now, I know you got an opinion about views, but when you look at the content, we're all on the same wavelength when it comes to that. 2, 3, 4,000 views, video, whatever. And I think we're getting the same people. But you go look at other schools, again, back to fan basing. They get 8,000, 9,000, 10,000, right? They got part-time levels at the other schools too, don't get me wrong. But because their fan base, in essence, has an allegiance, there it's bigger. I hope I'm not talking in circles. I feel like I am, but I hope I'm not. Does that make sense what I'm saying, Street?
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
And the crazy thing about it, I've said this before. I remember when Mario Cristobal I think he first got hired. And I forget whose podcast he was on. He did a podcast. He did an interview with content creators. And I forget, y'all put me in the chat. That video did 3,000, 4,000 views. And I'm like, how? These people got an interview with the head man. This was his first year. I remember it was his first year.
Mm-hmm.
And he sat down and did an interview with these guys. And this is when he was Mario Cristobal, the prodigal son. Not Mario Cristobal, I don't know what he's going to do on game day.
Uh-huh.
And I don't see how that interview didn't fly off the handles. Like, how it doesn't.
Because the numbers aren't real, Pace.
You always say that, but you don't explain that. You say that, but
I've been telling Hayes this is the first day I met him.
But you never explain it. What do you mean the numbers are not real?
I don't have to explain him. I done said enough. I done sent you videos. I done sent you videos of people talking about it. It's a momentum thing. And when you're deemed, you go. You know what I'm saying? And when you're not, you can have anybody up there.
I don't get it.
You don't want to get it.
No, I don't get it. Like, I hear what you're saying. But I'm saying if I'm a fan base
mm-hmm.
and Mario Cristobal does an interview
mm-hmm.
and hell, I saw the interview. I don't know if you saw it, but other people saw it. It's on the message mm-hmm. boards. It's on the this. It's on the that. And you saying the number is not real.
It's not real. It's not real. It's controlled. That's a better way to say it. They put who they want to put up front for the reasons they believe. And if you don't check out, you know what I'm saying? You don't get the same respect. That's why you can see animal hoof videos getting millions of views or haircut videos getting millions of views because it's who they deem give them the best chance to make money off the ads. You think it's just a fair game. Like you sit down with somebody cool, you get a bunch of views.
No, that's not what I think. What I'm saying, no, that's far from what I think. What I think is, what I'm saying to you is the people are not watching it. Like the fans are not watching it because a lot of Miami Hurricane fans only show up during the season. They're not here this time of year. They're not here this time. That's what I'm saying.
I guess I've just seen too many fluctuations, bro. Like I've seen too many weird things. I've seen too many fluctuations of numbers where it doesn't make sense. Sometimes I was on the good side of it. Sometimes I was on the bad side of it. There's a guy set out with Earn Your Leisure. I sent you that video before who created Fan Page, and he breaks down why the numbers are controlled, how it benefits them.
I believe that. However, I'm not saying the Mario Cristobal interview should have 1 million views. But dog, 2,000 views versus 7,000 views, like it's not, bro, it's fucking $20, dog. We know how that YouTube shit work on the back end. I'm just saying that more people have watched us. I'm just talking about the man on there at the time in which he came. And what I'm trying to say is the fan base does not watch how we think they will and support content creators and watch this kind of stuff. And the reason I brought that up was because when you look across content creators, the content creators across the board, we all roughly in the same number bracket. Like, you know what I mean? The same wavelength, because I think it's the same people that's watching it.
See, and that doesn't make sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
There has to be some outstanding videos in there somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Like that doesn't make sense to me. That tells me that something is controlled. That doesn't make sense to me.
I don't know.
It's bro. Listen, Jeremiah Smith.
Mm-hmm.
Put his name on anything. Jeremiah Smith, little brother. Put his name on anything. Watch it go.
Yeah, but he's
and
also
I can give you
tied.
names. I can go back and give you names every year. Kamani McLean, at a certain time. A little bit still now. Colorado. It's all about algorithm, and it's all about what they think people want to see, and they hold some back and they put some forward.
I can go with that. I can. But like I said, Jeremiah Smith is now tied to Ohio State, whose fan base is damn. Hold on. Alexa, cancel.
Alexa just started running them out.
Hold on. I'm sorry, y'all. Hold on. You don't pay no rent around here. But anyway.
I'm talking high school Kamani McLean, high school Jeremiah Smith.
Oh, because
Yeah. The algorithm is going off what's being searched. You know what I'm saying? And they're pushing things to the forward. Oh, this thing is hot, so he's talking about Colorado. Let's push him to the forward. That Colorado shit did wonders for you.
It did.
Like,
Hear me out. It did, and that's what I'm saying, because more people watch. But it's because, like you said, I hear where you're coming from, and you're right. I think where we're disconnected is, what I'm saying is the Miami fan base who watches content is very small compared to what we consider overall fans. But when you look at Ohio State, if they put 100,000 people in the stands every Saturday, those videos will get 10,000. You know, if you did a percentage, I'm just saying. That's all I'm trying to say. Yeah. I mean, bro, I did that apology video for Prime was $250,000. Yeah.
$250,000 for apologizing?
Yeah.
What you think was going to happen if Miami started winning 11 games to the YouTubers?
Their numbers go up. That's what I'm saying.
How far though? Do you think it gets crazy? Because Miami is such a like just the city of Miami, like it's such a searchable thing. Like,
yeah, but I don't think people watch football. See, football this is also a very niche market, believe it or not. College football is a very small niche in the YouTube sphere.
Yeah, you could build up. Yeah, you could build
Bro,
a basketball page a lot faster because it's a world game. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a world game. And not only that, you remember YouTube is world. I think I saw something. How many uploads in YouTube a day? Let me see this. Crazy. I'm trying to think here. Bro, 3.7 million new videos are uploaded to YouTube every day.
Free content.
So you're talking about
to the advertisers. That is
think about
what a system they created, dog.
3.7 million. And you think about all of the other things that are going on in life, from politics to crazy videos to foolish stuff, blah, 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 blah. College football is this big. First of all, when we put football, it's soccer to the world.
Instagram will tell you that every time. They don't let you forget that.
When you put that, and those people overseas see a guy with a helmet on, skip. Like they skip it because it's not football. It's football. It's a different. So we're in a very small market in the YouTube space. Very small market. But if we was in here punching each other in the face street, like if you say a football thing and I disagree with you and I punched you in the face, and then you said something and I disagree and you disagree with me and you punch me in the face, bro, we have 100,000 people on here.
but you know, it don't even have to be that, bro.
No, but I'm just saying people like stuff like think about it. People like mess. Guess what? You say something online, I kick you in the balls. Then you kick me in the ball. Man, these dudes crazy. And people will sit there and watch. Because they're not watching for what we're saying. They're watching for me to punch you in the mouth. You punch me in the mouth. You kick me in the nuts. I kick you in the nuts.
What?
Bro, you know why Kevin Samuels took off? Because it was controversial. It was controversial. Not that what he was saying was right or wrong. That's up to your opinion. But when he told old girl, You 200 pounds. You 5'8", 200 pounds. You built like Emmitt Smith or Barry Sanders. You can hit the A gap like a mother lover. Bro, that's the and when he said, think about it, he didn't take off until that video went viral about, man, please don't make me say it.
He was internet gold. He was internet gold, dog. But listen, I'm not gonna play this, but 234,000 views. This lady lets people listen to her type.
Yes. Yeah.
Who is the audience, right? Who, like, help me understand. I know there's people out there that eat cornstarch and do a lot of weird things.
Mm-hmm.
Who's out there salivating over typing sounds? Like, I would love to know.
234,000 people.
Right. Is it something we're missing?
Yes. Street, I hate to say it. I hate to say this. And
hey,
if you think about a number,
Drewski talking about play it. It's him. He's one of them.
Yeah. Street, I'm just as guilty of watching the horse video because I want to see the pus come out and be grossed out, right? I want to see what he finds in that horse's foot. But here's what's funny. If you think about it, 234,000 people is a lot of people. But bro, just in America is 330 million people. That's not even 1%. That's such a small number compared to the amount of people on the internet every day. That's a huge number for us, but that's a baby number compared to the amount of people. So you think about how many people just like typing. Ain't that many people like American football, because that appeases to Europe, Asia, America, South America, like people everywhere. It's not a regional thing when you think about football. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but the math don't math like that, Hayes. I got youth football videos with 800,000 views.
You do. You do.
That's youth football. Most of the people outside of Florida don't even know who the teams are.
Everybody love their baby.
They say people listen to this while they sleep.
Yeah, dog. See? Bro, you want to talk about this? Watch this. I used to do these videos before I watch this. I'm gonna show you something. How brilliant this is. Before I bought a computer, I used to have to use a school computer. Shout out to the school. Right? My computer would take 18 hours to render one of those WRE videos because it wasn't built for graphics. It's a school computer, cheap as everything. The computer would go to sleep. I would wake up and the program crashed because it went to sleep. I would have to put this on right here, Street. A 10-hour video in the background to keep the computer awake. But here's the beautiful thing of it. 7 years ago, 135 million views this video has. 135 million views, dog.
Bro, if you got a big screen TV, you put that on in the house.
That's what
put it full screen, dark in the house. You got it.
That's how you look right now. That's how we look.
Yeah, boy. And you got a little lady over there. She done drunk some wine.
There you go. I'm just saying, I hate to say this, we're in the wrong business. We got to find viral type videos that everybody, not just people who like college football. Because here's one thing else about college football. We are also eliminating 50% of the population, which is women. Very few women watch football. Maybe if you look at your demographic, if you look at your analytics, might be 7. Matter of fact, it used to be 2%. When I started talking about Colorado, it went to 8%. 8% women watch my stuff. So I'm eliminating 50% of the population right there.
You depressed me, hey. Let's get out of here.
I'm just telling you. Next time I see you, you
Get out
punch
there,
me in
dog.
the face. Next time I see you, you punch me in the face, and I punch you in the face, and then I bet our video go viral, dog. I should have pushed you in the pool that day. I should have pushed you in the pool that day when we was at your house. I should have pushed you in the pool. That video would have went viral, dog. But no, I don't want to get wet. I just got my hair done. But anyway,
You better than that.
all right, dog. Peace. We out of here tomorrow. It may be a part 2 to the Nevin Shapiro. I'm not sure if he's going to drop it or not, but if not, we'll definitely be back in the building, man. Much love. Peace, love, and hair grease. And we out of here. Peace.
Yo.